What's up guys, Kenton Frederick here, and today we are making a spec ad for CeraVe. Let's get into it. So this is the setup for the opening shot. Very, very simple. So the lotion is actually on this electronic turntable. So whenever I press this button, it starts to rotate. I've also got filler lights for both sides of the product to make sure it's really well lit. I've got top-down lighting as well. And then this light goes in the back just to give a nice gradient to the backdrop. Now for this next shot, it's the exact same lighting setup, but instead of using a 24-70, I'm using my macro lens. So this is a 90mm macro. And what this allows me to do is get extremely close-up detailed shots of the logo and the label. And I'm gonna be using this a lot throughout the video for showing the texture of the moisturizer and water splashes and stuff like that. So keep watching. Now, before I go on to the next setup, I'm gonna go ahead and take advantage of what I have at the moment because it is kind of a hassle to move these lights around and change everything just for one specific shot. And what I wanna do now is get a good detailed shot of where it says CeraVe on the side of the bottle. But I can't do that with my lights like this because basically what these two lights are doing is flattening this out and you can't really see it. So I need to create some dynamic shadows so that you can clearly see the logo on the side of the bottle. So in order to do this, I'm gonna maintain this top-down lighting, but I'm gonna get this light here. It's an Aputure MC. I have like 6 of these. I love them. You can place them anywhere. They're extremely helpful. I'm gonna put this on the side so that it actually casts a shadow over the logo, as you can see here. Now, obviously this is a lotion, it's a moisturizer, and whenever you make these kinds of videos, the key is really showing the texture. You can show the bottle all you want, and that's cool, and that's something that you want to do, but it is equally, if not more important, to show the texture of the product. That's what really sells these kinds of videos, so that's why I'm gonna be incorporating a lot of water in a minute. As you'll see, it's gonna get messy, but for now, I just have my macro lens pointed at the pump, and I'm just going to give one pump. I'm shooting this at 120 frames per second so that it comes out nice and smooth, and it just adds to the video that much more. Now to follow that last shot, the close-up of the pump, all I'm gonna do is make a pile of this lotion and again use my macro lens to really show the consistency of the lotion. I already had a trial run here, didn't quite go as planned, but I've got plenty of blue paper to work with. I put this little bit of lotion here already so that I can use that to focus my lens. It's way better to use manual focus, especially whenever you're using a macro lens because they tend to focus shift a lot, and if you don't know what that means, please let me know and I'll explain it. Again, top-down lighting, one Aputure MC right here just to light it from the front side a little bit, and I'm just gonna give one pump to this pile, and you'll see that really close up in the video. Next are all the water shots. And I saved these for last strategically so that I didn't have to like keep going back and forth, making a mess with water, going back to the other shots, and then going back to water. It's so much easier to just save all of your water shots or anything that's really messy, to save them all for the same shoot. And obviously you can reorder this in your sequence whenever you're editing, but as far as filming goes, it is a lot easier to save these for last. So I have a large acrylic tray that was kindly sent to me from V-Flat. These are so helpful, especially for anything that has to do with catching water. You can try to make these yourself, but it's a pain in the... Now I just have 4 plastic containers. I'm gonna place these on the edges so that I can suspend this and then place the lotion underneath it. Sounds a little weird, but it's a really popular technique. This is in no way original, but it is something that I like to do whenever something is moisturizing because it's an easy way to show water, and obviously like water moisturizing, it just kind of goes hand in hand. These will be just like that, and the lotion will go underneath. But I forgot to put blue paper down. One second. Okay, that's better. Now I'm filling this tray up with some water and I'm putting my camera in the top-down position. Now here you can't really use top-down lighting because it reflects off the water and it's obviously gonna cause a huge glare in the shot. So I'm gonna turn this off, and instead I'm gonna light this from the side. And that way it also helps to add shadows to the ripples that I'm about to create, and there's no glares in the shot. So that's what we want, no glares. I added this as well, just a big softbox coming from an angle. It's angled so that you don't see a glare like you would if I just used the top-down shot. All I'm gonna do is pick up the tray on one side so that the water moves and causes a nice little ripple effect going over the product. This is a really easy way to sell the effect of something like a moisturizer where you wanna show that it is moisturizing, obviously. Now I have just a little bit of water in this glass and I'm just going to splash the side really close to the logo, and I've got my camera again with a macro lens pointed directly at the logo. You're gonna see the water particles just splash off the bottle and it just looks really commercial, looks cool in my opinion. Some might disagree. Whenever it comes to this kind of product video, I don't think you can have enough like water splash, detailed texture shots, stuff like that. So that's what I'm going for. 1, 2, 3. I think I missed. 1, 2, 3. That was good. So this last shot's gonna get really messy. I put these towels down for a reason. I put even more water in this tray, and essentially all I'm doing is I'm gonna hold this up really close to the lens and then drop it and cause a slow motion, like really cool splash and ripple effect as the final shot, and that's gonna close it out. I'm also filming this in SNQ mode, which is available on the Sony a7S III. It allows you to film at 240 frames per second instead of 120, which is the typical maximum. So you can get the footage even slower and really get that slow motion splash. It's awesome. 1, 2, and 3. Ah, it wasn't centered. This does take some trial and error. You're not gonna get it perfect the first try, I wish, but I want this to land directly centered. That was a little off to the right, so I need to keep on going. That wasn't bad. I think I can do better. More water, bigger splash, cooler video. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. So that wraps up the full behind the scenes of making a spec ad for CeraVe. This is my first video like this. As you can tell, I'm literally in my kitchen and I just make this like makeshift pop-up studio. It is a little bit of a hassle, but I don't have my own space yet. But if you're into these kinds of videos and you like to see like the full behind the scenes, the setup, the lighting, just the different techniques that go into an ad like this, please let me know. I would love to keep making these. And I know you already saw at the beginning, but again, here's the final video.